episode is powered by Poddex.
Oh my gosh.
Inspired of extraordinary quality, as if arising from some external creative impulse. Greatness, the state, condition, or quality of being great. This is Inspired to Greatness.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the podcast, guys. Hey, if you guys are on our Facebook page, the pre-show was a little much today, but it's all good. So welcome. Let me calm down. I don't know how hype y'all want me to be today. Should we just go all hype?
Let's run it.
Go all hype.
Let's run
Welcome to Inspired to Greatness, the show all about spreading inspiration, motivation, and being great. I am your host, DJ Matt Bake, along with, did I say Bake? DJ Matt
Yeah, it
Bake?
came out a little, yeah.
DJ Matt Blake.
Yeah.
Y'all know who it is. Black and yellow. Black. And of course, right next to me is the Fit 4X dude, Bobby Malaccio. However branding you these days.
What is good? What is good?
It's all good in the hood.
you so lit. You skipping letters up down your name, bro.
Don't even have to say my name. I'm so lit. Words aren't important. You guys should just feel my energy and know what I want to say. That's right. I'm talking telepathically. Here, we're going to podcast telepathically for a minute. Y'all just focus. That's so stupid.
I don't know what just happened.
I'm not sure either. Hey, you guys, real quick, at the top of the show here, it would behoove you to join our exclusive text community. You can just text the word podcast to 817-318-6383. You'll have access to us via text anytime you want and get special updates about the show and ways you can participate and win prizes. We're going to start doing, in the new year, I didn't even tell Bobby this yet, we're going to do a prize every quarter. And we're going to take people who respond to our texts when we send out, like, hey, this is what we're going to talk about on the show today. Do you have any experience in that? Or if we send our Poddex question out, if you respond, your name goes in the drawing.
I like it.
You respond next week, your name goes in the drawing again. And every quarter, I'm going to give a prize.
I like it.
I'm going to give a prize. It's going to be, I don't know, gift cards or 8x10 glossies of me and Bobby signed. I'm thinking about doing an Inspired to Greatness shirt with a saying. Oh, speaking of sayings from the show, the last quote of the show today, I'm quoting myself.
Oh, shoot.
The last quote is a Matt Blake quote. So I know, don't lose out. Don't get away from us. Hang out all show, and you're going to see this. It's going to be lit.
Okay.
Lit AF, as the kids say.
Let's go.
Bet it's going to be lit.
Bet.
Let's see, what are we doing today?
I'm excited about today's.
Our topic
Man.
is pushing toward the finish line, finishing strong, fourth quarter time. And fourth quarter is not just it's the fourth quarter of the year. It's the fourth quarter of the game. Some of you older folks, fourth quarter of your life, that's dark.
That's dark.
Are you in your 70s?
Finish strong,
It's time
bro.
to finish strong. Games and championships are won at the end, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if the score is close in the fourth quarter is game changing.
Play like a 0-0.
Play all the time.
Yeah, man.
Just play.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're going to do what we do. We're going to give some quotes to get your whistle wet, get your fire lit, and get ready to discuss the topic. But we're going to discuss these quotes as we go, as it is. First quote, life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving.
Ooh.
Man, you're never going to stay on track. You're never going to hit them goals. You're never going to be headed in the right direction if you're just sitting there, right? You got to keep moving. There's another saying. It's not one of our quotes for the show, but it just popped into my head because I remember it. That even if you're on the right track, if you're just sitting there, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
In fact, eventually you get run over,
Yeah.
which is good to say because if you're on the right track, but you're just sitting there, you can sit there and watch your competitors fly right by. Because listen, folks, you have competitors that are on the right track too. There's a lot of people that know how to do it right, but the winners are the ones who execute and continue strong and go all the way to the end.
Yes.
Lots of people sitting on their laurels, man. They'll be like,
Yeah, man.
Thanksgiving's done. December, I'm going to chill. I'm going to hang out. I'm going to drink peppermint schnapps. I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to have a holiday party. I'm not focusing on goals. Like, examine. You know what? You're like, oh, cool. November, I killed my goal for the year. It's already done. Why not go further?
Right. I think a lot of it takes, we get things taken for granted, you know?
People get complacent. Complacency kills more
Facts,
careers than
Facts.
COVID. Get out of here. Get out of here. James Ling said, "Don't tell me how hard you work. Tell me how much you get done."
Ooh.
Bro, don't come to me December 7th and be like, "Yo, man, I've had an amazing year. It's been awesome. I killed it." I'm like, "There's still a year left. There's still some left. What are you doing?" Like, my kid don't need to come up to me and be like, "Hey, Dad, I'm done with all my chores." I'm like, "Well, we work on chores for another hour, man. Let's go do something else.
Let's go do something else.
Let's go do something else." Like, if you're at your workout and you're like, "I'm going to go work out for an hour," and you've got all your reps done, you got all your sets complete, and it's 50 minutes. You're like, "Yes." Do you not work out for 10 minutes? No, you go find more. You better yourself. Hey, if you're getting it all done in less time, good on you. Now you can move to the next level.
Facts.
Add another set, add another rep, add some exercise you've never done. Tickle some muscle you don't know about. Even Bobby's got a muscle he probably doesn't work out very much on his body somewhere.
Somewhere's
Probably like in his neck or his earlobe. My earlobe muscle. You know, I hate Trevor Noah.
You kill me.
Trevor Noah he's a very liberal guy. He does a show on Comedy Central, but he was making a joke about people, always have an excuse not to work out. I was going to go work out, but I was worried. I think I pulled my earlobe, and I didn't want to. I'm like, I hate that guy, but that's funny. And he didn't write it. His writers probably wrote it, but whatever.
It's all about delivery.
But man, don't quit because you're done with the task. You have time left.
Mm-hmm.
Go get more done. The year, we still there is a 12th of the year left when you hit December.
24 days left in this.
A lot of time.
This 2020, bro.
Man, 2020. And everyone else is complaining and thinking up excuses why they can't get it done. Meanwhile, we're in here crushing it, setting records, making new goals, walking into the studio and just dropping knowledge on all you guys so that you can sit on your butt and not accomplish stuff. That's not cool. Get up and go do it. Oh, my customers aren't going to be open. Go find the customers who are open. Those are the ones you want. The people who closed for the last 2 or 3 weeks of the year, you don't want to do business with those folks.
Yeah. Well, they say it's like, the summertime bodies are built into winter, right? It's the work that we're doing now that you're going to pay dividends for later on in life. And March, right? There's that one time a year that business is booming for everybody, typically March.
Yeah.
And what are you doing now to when March comes around? It just whoosh.
It's the same concept with, man, times are tough, things are slow. I'm not going to do marketing right now because we don't have it in the budget. Well, your competitor's still marketing, and so when things do pick up, they're going to be top of mind, and you're going to be sitting back here and be like, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that guy is. He couldn't afford to run his business through COVID, so I don't want to hire somebody who couldn't afford to run their business while COVID. But who's still been running ads? That's DJ Matt Blake, for you guys who don't know.
But you're so right, man.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
You're so right. You gotta stay forefront.
Billy Sunday, I like sports metaphors because they're easy to understand and everybody gets it.
Yeah.
Everybody gets it. Billy Sunday, stopping at third adds no more to the score than striking out. It doesn't matter how well you start if you fail to finish. Man, I had a great third quarter. I had a great first quarter. I don't care. How'd you finish this year, man? What's your balance sheet look like January 1?
Yeah.
What did you do in 2020? Not what did you do for 3 quarters of 2020. What did you do in 2020? How did you end the year? Oh, yeah, you did good, but you could have done better. You know, and I'm not going to know. Like, if Bobby slacks off for all of December, I'm just going to be like, yeah, look, Bobby had a great year. Look at all this stuff. But Bobby will know in his head, man, I could have put in 10% more work just by functioning through the rest of the year.
Facts.
Right? Man, you guys need to realize that it's not just a matter of, well, no one else is, or I've got enough done already. Like, that extra little 10% cherry on top is going to be that part that, kills it for you, right? It's going to be that part that takes you to the next level. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
A 12th of the year is a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what the percentage works out to. I've been saying 10% because it's pretty close to that, but it's probably like 9 something. But winners are made in the 9%, right? You want to be one of the top 2 or 3% in your industry? You want to be in the top 1% in your industry? You can't work 80% of the year. You can't take that vacation in the spring because your kids are out, so you want to take them somewhere. You can't, take a break in the summer because, well, we're going to go do a family vacation. If you're in that wealth building time of your life, you don't take vacations. You get a weekend every once in a while.
Man,
that's it.
But
you know what?
That's the thing, man.
Find your balance. That's fine. But if you telling me you want to be top 1%, 1%ers don't take vacations.
That's the thing,
1%ers don't take off for Christmas vacation. You get out there and you hustle. Then later in life, you retire early. Be done with it. There's 2 schools of thought, though, right? You take your vacations now when you're younger and can enjoy them, or you work yourself silly in your 30s and 40s, and then you scale back and relax in your 50s.
Yeah.
I'll tell y'all what, I can do anything, so I'm going to do both. I'm going to work. I'm going to find the extra time to work hard because I'm hustling 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning when everyone else is sleeping, so I can do something on the weekend. But I'm telling you guys right now, I do, in a 100% year, I do 125% of work. So if I quit taking those weekends, then it's not fair to the rest of y'all because then I'm at 130% capacity and everybody else is running at 80.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so true, man. And I think a lot of that comes down to perspective too, and what they want and what people want out of life.
Yeah.
So
real facts.
Yeah.
I want to have a good time with my life, but you know what's sweet about that is, yeah, I may work every weekend, but I ain't working. I'm doing that thing I love to do, that thing I was born, brought up, and built into.
So true.
Man, I go DJ on the weekend. I have a job that's funner than most people's hobbies, right? That's what the basis comes down to. That's what it all boils down to. Like, if you're working in an office and you're a salesperson and it blows and you're like, man, I can't wait for Friday. I'm like, you need to find another job. Like, if during the week you're like, yay, here comes Friday, I can't wait for the weekend, go find another job. And it doesn't have to be quit your job and go find something. You know what it is? It's go find something you like DJing. Here, I'll give you the example of how I did it because I sort of did it right. I don't have all the answers, but this is how I did it. I was working full-time jobs. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I liked them, sometimes I didn't like them, but it's whatever you got to do, right? Find something you're good at. Go do that for money. And then on the nights and weekends, I was DJing, growing a business. Mm-hmm. And then, after 5 years of doing that, I quit the day job, and now I just DJ, right? So maybe you're not in a financial position where you can just go chase down your dreams, but hey, I wasn't in a financial position. I mean, we struggled like crazy. That's the reason I was working all those jobs. That's the reason I used to work in the oil field. That's the reason I've done all these things. But you have time. I know you have time. Everyone watched Tiger King on Netflix. Everybody watched The Mandalorian on Disney Plus.
Right.
I know y'all got time. COVID closed down your gym this year. COVID closed down your bar this gym. What did you do with that time? If you didn't build a business for yourself, or you didn't start a business you could build at home or on the internet this year, I doubt you ever will. If you sat at home and cried, woe is me, I wish I could go do this or that or the other, then that's not a winner's mentality. You sat at home and cried, and winners went out and won. Man, I started building other stuff this year. Yeah. Bobby's been building stuff like crazy, man.
No, you're right, though, man. I mean, you step on some toes.
Sure.
Right? But, I mean, that's the truth of the matter.
Mm-hmm.
That was a prime opportunity for most people in this economy to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
To take advantage of the circumstance instead of being a victim to the circumstance, right?
Yeah. It's what I say all the time. You right there. I'm looking right at you listening to the show. Right in your ear hole. You are the only thing stopping your success. You are the reason for all your successes and failures. If you didn't grow a business this year, that's on you. If you did grow a business this year, that's on you. No one else. COVID didn't stop you. COVID might have hurt your industry, but you know what? Lots of DJs closed their shop, and I didn't close mine down. Lots of DJs quit what they were doing, and I didn't have to close. I DJ'd all year long. There was only 2 months I did not have a gig. There's guys who went 6, 8, 9 months.
Right.
Go pivot it. Right. Go find another way. Do it virtually. Make money. Facebook just asked me the other day, hey, do you want to add this thing so you can do virtual events on your DJ page and people can pay to join it? I was like, sure, let's do that.
Let's do it.
Bobby started podcasting this year. I grew this podcast this year. I spent more money on podcasting this year than I have in the past 5 years combined. Because people are like, man, you don't make any money podcasting. I'm going to grow this. I make a little tiny stipend of advertising revenue off the podcast. Yeah, not like I used to. We had the big show, 10,000 downloads a week. I was making like $100, $150 an episode in advertising money. That was cool. But that was a playtime, man. Right. That was a playtime. This Inspired to Greatness is going to be a big deal. Also, the Matt Chats podcast is fun. You got to do one of those with me. It's going to be stupid.
Okay. I'm in, bro.
Hey, you want to drop some knowledge while we're talking about podcasts? Because you're fixing to start doing a little thing, kind of like podcasting. You want to tell everybody about that thing you got going on?
Yeah, cool, man. Coming from a 20-year background in the retail corporate world, everyone lives a Monday through Friday life and, the hump day type deal, or everyone's dragging on Mondays and excited on Fridays. So, we decided to play a little bit of a little play off of Wednesdays, and we're gonna call it midweek mana. So you can find us actually under my under name on Instagram, because that's where we'll be running lives for the time being. And from there we'll be talking about business and fitness, and how it all correlates into our life, because there's a lot of comparisons in the way we go about business and the way we go about fitness. And the way that they actually do, generate and come together in this thing that we do call life. So just kind of to bring you some, midweek inspiration, kind of get you over that little hump. So you can tune in there. They'll be about 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I dig it, man. I'm trying to answer messages, man.
Yeah, do it.
My whole world's going crazy. Like I got so much.
You know, I think about
much
the
going on.
taking the foot off the gas. Right, I saw a highlight this morning at the gym. I think it was the Raiders game yesterday. And I don't remember who they played. The Jets, maybe. But 8 seconds left in the game, bro. Right, and 1 second, the receiver blows past the defensive back.
Yeah.
Right, and all it took was that 1 little second for that defensive back to either lose sight, lose direction, or take his foot off the gas. And there goes the receiver for the touchdown and the win.
Yeah.
The receiver didn't take his foot off the gas.
Yeah.
He saw, he went, right?
Yeah. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, that's great. I like this, Billy Sunday. I like that quote. You know, stopping at third base does no more for your score than striking out. So, it doesn't matter. Like, oh, I got a base hit. I got to third base. Yeah, you didn't impact the score of the game at all. You know, that's great. Your stats look good. There's a lot of people with great stats have no wins. And what are you doing to win? What are you doing to win? Are you getting a lot of work done? Oh man, you get a lot of work done. That's great. What did you actually accomplish?
Yeah.
There's a lot of jobs where people just go in and do busy work. Man, that's stupid.
And I'll be real, man. Over the last, we were staying pretty busy, right? And we set the intention last week, and the amount of productivity that we got done in the week was by far blew everything else out of the water when you set the intention and you actually do the productive work.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go over some business tips. I want to give you guys some tips on how to be productive, how to finish the year strong.
Ooh, okay.
All this stuff, all this is actionable. Guys, you can do this week right now. Listen to this. Make some notes. I'll give you a second to get a pencil. Get a pencil. You can rewind, make a note on your phone, whatever you need to do. But listen,
Yes.
Number 1, sit down and conduct a year-end review. A year-end review isn't just for gigantic corporations with millions of dollars.
Yeah.
I've done a year-end review every year I've had a business.
That's great.
The first year I DJ'd, and I only did like 15 or 20 gigs, I went back and looked. Hey, what month did I spend money marketing? What months did I get gigs? Where did this job come from? Where did that job come from? You know, what could I do more? When was I busy? When was I stressed out? What did work look like? Just examine your year, right? So a year-end review allows you to really assess how you made progress in your purpose and goals. By examining the past, we can see what went well, what didn't go so well. We can purposely plan the next year. Here's some questions you can ask yourself when you sit down to reflect. Number 1, what went well in the last year? That'd be a short list for 2020.
Right.
What were some of your major challenges? The good news is when you examine that, you're going to know what you overcame. You'll think of some challenges you weren't able to overcome, but then you can plan for that in the future. What were some key lessons that you've learned this year? Probably due with challenges. What is one thing you want to focus on moving into the year ahead? It's great when you look back and you realize, oh man, I had a lot of leads come in this month. And you look back and say, oh, I did a marketing campaign before that. Now you know next year, do one of those marketing campaigns every month, right? Mm-hmm. If you don't look back and assess where you came from, you don't know what worked and how to move forward. Like just running a business from the seat of your pants, not analyzing and looking at what you did is a great way to close your business and fail. If you're not looking at what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're doing it, where your success is coming from, you're going to be mediocre forever, guys. I don't want any of my friends to be mediocre.
No, and you think of all these large corporations do it. They assess, they plan, and every year they have the same event, the same time of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fall season.
Yeah.
Let's do this again.
Yeah, every time. I mean, this year was a little different, but you can't look at this year as it's the exception. It's not the rule.
Absolutely.
And then basically you answer those questions. It'll let you also move forward to number 2, which is set purpose-driven goals. Like don't set a goal just because I want to complete this. Okay, you completed that. Why? Why do you care that goal gets met, right?
That's big.
Man, lots of people have goals.
That's big.
But they're useless, piddly, pathetic goals that are easy to hit and don't move anything forward.
Yeah, just going through the actions.
It's like when you I'll talk about what a lot of y'all can understand, binge watching TV shows. When you watch a show and you see an episode that's like completely out of context and like this episode does nothing to further the plot of the show, that's like your life. Like, are you busy doing a lot of work that's not going to further the plot of your life? Like, what exciting thing are you working toward that this is helping? Like, why do I spend a lot of time each week figuring out how to podcast? Why am I doing this podcast? I have goals related to this podcast. I have goals related to once this podcast has a large enough audience, what we're going to do with it. Right? I have, there's reasons we're growing a text community so we can connect better with people. There's purpose behind all these things. So every time you write down a goal, don't just make a job. Man, I've got all these goals. Cool. That's cool, bro. Next step, man. Next step that stuff and be like, why do I have this goal? Why do I want to get to 25,000 in sales this month instead of 20? Why? Because next month you want to do 30. That's fine. That month, why do you want to do 30? And then what's the larger goal? You want to hit a certain amount in the year. Cool. Why? There's always in. Okay, so let's take that out. You wanted to do this much this month so you could hit a larger goal the next month. Cool. Okay, well, why are you trying to hit more each month? Because you want to do more in the year? Cool. Why are you trying to do more each year? Because I want to grow the value of my business and brand, so when I'm done and tired, I'm going to sell it and go live on a beach. You have just followed the purpose and the goal, right? People will be like, oh, yeah, man, I did great sales. Why? Why do you care? Why?
Yeah, that's great.
So that's what I'm talking about. You have to know, like, when I make a plan and I'm like, I'm going to do this amazing, like, I'm going to get all these extra gigs this year, I'm not looking at, cool, that dollar sign is dope. I'm looking at the house I'm going to own in the Colorado mountains 25 years from now because I grew my brand and was able to sell it or give it to my children, right? The purpose isn't this next month.
Facts.
The purpose is years away, you guys. And if you have that kind of forward-thinking vision, that's how winners are made and successful. If you plan month after month and you're not really following a larger plan and you don't have an end goal in mind, you're mediocre.
Yeah, man. And
Woo!
I think a lot of people miss the vision because they don't know it. They miss the vision. They don't know how to live in the vision, right? And then they're not disciplined and committed enough to the grind that it takes to accomplish the vision.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, oh, man, this takes a lot of work. Oh,
yeah.
man.
But you know what? Work is easy when you have an end game in sight.
Right, and it usually typically goes like this, right? It's like work, get paid.
Yeah.
Work, get paid.
Yeah, you get that 40-hour-a-week job.
Right.
After you work 40 hours, what do you have? You have a paycheck, but then what do you have next week? I don't have anything.
Right.
I got to go back to work. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, man. Real talk. Real talk. Let me get back to what I wrote about this. Set purpose-driven goals. Now that you have reviewed your year, finish out the year strong by setting purpose-driven goals. Laura Casey says that good goals don't focus on doing it all, but doing what matters, right? And that means this. So many times people set goals from a place of lack, believing they will find success when they accomplish a goal. But goal setting isn't about the goal itself, but who you become in the process of achieving it. So instead of focusing on doing all the things you can be successful, focus on setting goals that align with the purpose in your life, asking yourself what goals will help you fashion a life that you were made for. Like, God has a purpose for you. Once you figure out, like, I am supposed to be an entertainer. That is why I am put on this earth. I'm here to love people, which I think I'm good at. I'm here to entertain people, which I think I am great at. So how is my goal going to make me a better person at loving and caring for people, or how is that goal going to make me better at entertaining people?
Yeah.
Man, if you're not, like, if your goals are making you a better, I'm not belittling this. This is an example. If your goal is making you a better stalker at a grocery store, maybe you need a different purpose, a goal that's related to a purpose. So maybe set goals related to your personal life, not your business life, if that's not your main thing, right? If you're just going to work, $15 an hour jobs for the rest of your life, that's not, your purpose isn't in that. You got to set some goals not related to work in your job. That's a thing. Lots of people settle for a kind of job because they have other things. They're in ministry or they're giving or serving.
Well, on that end, and then you have the others that just don't. They think that's what they're to do.
Yeah, somebody's got to stock the shelves.
Get a job, the 40-40-40 rule. But she said something in there. The abundant, right? Abundant mindset, and it goes to thinking about prayer. Often we might pray, and it's like, oh man, Lord, if you can bless me with this, instead of the Lord, I'm so happy and grateful that you want me to provide everything that I need, right?
Y'all want me to tell you something real hard? This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt right in the heart. I got two of them for you.
Bring it on.
I got two of them for you. This is rough stuff. Man, hold on. Here we go. Number one is maybe, golly, because this hurts me. This is right here in my heart. Maybe you're not being blessed with abundance because God knows you're not going to be a good steward of it. Oh my gosh,
bro!
What are you doing with your money now? What does God expect you to do if you get more of it? You're going to waste it. You're going to order DoorDash every day. You're going to buy silly video games. Guilty. But maybe the Lord knows that you would waste that. He's a good steward. And he's not going to give you his stuff unless you're going to take care of it. You know, your kids, I don't want my kids playing with my phone or playing with my laptop or playing with my DJ gear because my kids are not going to take care of it.
That's a good
You know why God's not giving you his money? Because you're not going to take care of it.
So true.
Woo!
That's
Come
so
on.
True. Bring it, bro. Bring it.
And the other one is this one. Oh, God. I posted this one on Facebook. This is tough. Oh, this is tough as nails.
Bring it. Let's go.
You need to stop worrying about and wondering if God heard you.
Yes.
And start wondering if maybe you didn't hear God.
That's so lit, bro.
Whoa!
I know, bro.
Whoa!
I saw that, man.
That should have been the show today.
Dude, that's
golly.
So
Purpose-driven
so
goals.
Oh,
Purpose has nothing to do with your earthly vocation and what you do in here. Everybody has a higher purpose. Have a higher purpose. Even people who have no religion can understand they have a higher purpose. What they don't understand is they're really talking about God's plan for their life. They just don't understand it. They may not believe in God, but he believes in them, and he's got a plan. Woo, I'm preaching today.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. After that, purpose-driven goal. Create an action plan for your goals. Yeah, so you have to take action, right? What are you going to do? You don't go anywhere. Sitting on the train tracks. That's where you are. You're getting squished by me and Bobby.
Bro.
Setting goals are great, but you achieve them by taking action. Bo Bennett said, a dream becomes a goal when action is taken toward its achievement. In order to make a goal happen, you must take action. It's not enough to set your goals. You must do something about it. So try setting 3 to 5 starting steps that will help you take action towards your goals. So goal setting is not just a list. You don't just say, okay, it's the fourth quarter. What else do I need to get done? Or I just looked back, and this is what I need to do in the new year. Your goal setting for 2021 should be happening right now. That's why you don't stop the focus. Right now, you should be planning, and you say, okay, this is my goal. Okay, so what do you need to do first to get there? A lot of times your goal list, like I have a goal in 10 years, I'm going to sell this house that I love right here, and I'm buying a house out on Eagle Mountain Lake. And I'm going to have a house, and I'm going to have a bad-to-the-bone studio. This thing is nothing compared to the studio we're going to have at the lake. And I'm going to have 2 jet skis and a boat. That's a 10-year goal. Well, what do I need to do in 5 years to get there? I got to set that goal. What do I got to do in 2021 to get there? What do I have to do in January? Next month, what do I need to do next month so that in 2030, I'm closing on a house at the lake, and we all have a party.
Boom.
Come on.
Boom.
So when you just set your goals, that's not enough, right? So you set your goal for next month, and I'm going to do this. Okay, well, in order to get there, what's the first step on the way? So you're going to have goals on goals on goals. But they all got to lead to a purpose, and you got to have action involved. Boom, let's roll.
I got to add something there.
Go do it. Do it quick. Let's go. Hit it with me. Hit it with me. Let's feel it.
It's the how to eat an elephant, right? One bite at a time, right?
Yeah.
We should be planning 30, 60, 90 days, 180 days out, just like you mentioned before, right? You plan event to event. Even on a smaller business, if it's month to month, it's event to event. So you have something to be excited for and to work towards, right?
Yeah.
And to create energy, excitement, and momentum around what it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
Event to event, event, event. But 30, 60, 90, 180 days out, you got to plan it. You
Yeah,
got to know now.
And absolutely set them
Right?
event-based, because then if you set a 90-day goal at the end of 90 days or at 45 days, if you already hit that goal, you don't have anything. What's the next step? You got to set steps. You got to set, and that's part of having a bigger picture. Because if you don't know where you're going, once you hit the goal, you have no way to set out a track. Sometimes you have to set goals quick. Sometimes you get on a roll, and all of a sudden you're Matt Blake, and you're sitting around, and Party Time Texas starts giving you gigs, and then a couple months later, all of a sudden Party Time Texas asked me to be an exclusive DJ with them, and now I'm like, oh, well, I got to move these goals up. And then you have your first quarter of 2020, and all of a sudden you did $25,000 in the first quarter, and you're like, it's going to be a $100,000 a year. And then you set all these huge goals, and then you quit your full-time job, and then COVID happens. And then you think my goals stayed the same? You had to change. You had to ratchet. And you know, my goals for 2020, when COVID happened, my goals did not shrink. My goals got bigger.
Boom, baby.
Sometimes the number inside those got different.
Let's
because
go.
I'm not going to do $100,000 in 2020
Man.
as a single guy DJing.
Jeez.
But you set different goals, you change them, and you keep on rolling. I've done big things this year, you guys. I bought this house this year, and you think this was an accident? You think in the spring I was like, oh, hey, maybe I'll buy a house? No, this goal started 5 years ago.
Right,
This goal started when I sold my house in Haslett 5 years ago. And I said, I'm going to rent, I'm going to rent, I'm going to rent, I'm going to buy. I knew I was going to buy a house this year. It didn't surprise me. It didn't surprise my realtor.
Right,
When I called her and said, it's time, she said, I know. I know.
lit.
You set the goals and you make it happen. You set the goals and you work, and then it happens.
Facts.
It happens, guys. It can happen. If it can happen for me, man, I was a slack off piece of crap when I was a kid. Man, I accomplished nothing. I didn't do nothing. My parents had to make. I didn't do any homework in school. I passed by the grace of my teachers. I will tell you that right now. I failed Spanish 2.
Ooh.
I took it again, and the only reason I passed it is because I was ready to fail it again because I didn't care anything about Spanish. I do not care. I am 16 years old. I do not care one lick. And my teacher said, Matt, I'll help you pass this class with some extra credit. I said, cool, what do I need to do? She said, you're going to join Fiesta Dancers. I went, cool. I went to dance competitions, and so I passed Spanish.
All right, that's the...
I wore a sombrero. No, it wasn't the twerking. If you guys are on my Facebook or my Snapchat or my TikTok, at DJ Matt Blake on TikTok, there is a video of me twerking. It is worth the look. It's worth the... It's fixing to go up.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. So...
Totally.
I got to tell you guys, I'm excited. I mean, I have some horrible stuff going on in my life right now. I mean, I have some really bad stuff on the personal side that I'm working through and dealing with and banging out. But you know what? It's all part of a bigger plan. Like, the struggles you had in 2020 do not even come close to stopping your 10-year plan. That's why for those of us who plan further out, I'm like, it's no big deal. I can have a horrible month. I can have a horrible entire year. Like, I'll just be real with you guys. I was set to do 100K DJing this year. That's a lot for an independent guy. I was set to do 100K. I'm maybe going to get out of the 30s. Well, no, I will because I did 25. Maybe get out of the 40s. Maybe. DJing. We'll see. But, you know, we lost half the year. That is, but I'm still spending money on DJ equipment. I'm still making plans. I'm still building websites. I'm still podcasting. I'm still putting in the equity in my business. If you put time and energy and money into a business, that just turns into a different word. You still own it, but it's equity. It's something you have. You can sell it. You can give it away. You can profit from it, but you're not losing that you put in until you decide to stop.
Yes.
And then you fail.
Yes.
Man, there's a lot happening in this podcast.
Yes.
Number 4, start tying up any loose ends.
Mm.
Man, you can't head into 2021 until you're done with 2020.
Wow.
I know we're all done, so check this out. Are you working on setting goals for the new year? You have to make sure you're tying up any loose ends. Are there any hard conversations you need to have? Get it done. Don't carry that into 2021. Now it's time to have them. Are there any preparations you need to make for the year to come? You don't want to wait till January 1st. Start making them. Prep now to wrap up your year and be ready for the next one. Because it's another year. All the rules change.
I love the loose ends, man.
Maybe for life they change because it was an election year this year. We don't know. We don't even know what's going to happen yet.
Never know, man.
The middle of January is going to be a cluster bomb of who goes into the White House.
All that we can control is what? Our actions.
Our actions. How you respond
Yep.
is the only thing you can control. I don't care who wins the election. Well, I care. But it's not going to change my business goals.
Exactly.
It's not going to change what I do.
Exactly.
Because in however long it happens, I don't care.
Right.
One day's going to come. I'm going to be raptured and gone. It's over.
Might be sooner than we think.
I mean, I got to tell you, a couple weeks ago, I was like, can we just please have the rapture? Oh, man. I got to get out of this place.
It's getting stormy, man.
1 star. Would not recommend. But there's Jews headed back to the promised land. So,
bro, there's a lot going on.
Man, there's a lot. If you are a Bible scholar, man, if you study biblical history and prophecy, man, and look around this world, there's some crazy stuff happening.
Man, you have to be aware of that stuff, man.
You have to, because
as a follower.
It's going to impact your life. It's going to impact you at a spiritual level, because when God starts preparing people for that kind of stuff, he's going to start working on you.
Man, bro.
Talk about tying up loose ends. You better start getting people to the cross, because they're going to be left here. I would not want to be left. Woo! Holy crap.
Only a few were chosen, bro.
Ooh. And that's hard, too, when you're chosen for something.
Yeah.
What if you get chosen for something you don't want to do? Woo!
Yo, that's another story.
That's
bro.
another one.
I'm
Okay.
getting chills thinking about it, bro.
Okay.
Loose ends, right?
Yeah.
Analogies. You can't run a race if your shoelace is untied, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, like, I'm always planning my post out, and I have a picture of me tying my shoelace, and you should see my notes, man. I got notes and stories.
Notes for days.
Notes for days, man, because it's my thoughts.
Yeah.
My posts are my thoughts, right? But yeah, you can't run the race with loose ends. You got to tie up those loose ends, like you said there, bro.
You and I are so wise and humble.
That look good.
If you guys want
to
to have an energetic, fun business and strategy planning session, just have me and Bobby come sit down with you and talk about what's going on in your business. Because we got stories and anecdotes and sports metaphors. We've read so many of these goofy quotes. We've just got it all ready. We want to help you. you can have an Inspired to Greatness strategy session. We're cheap too. Like, buy us a drink and we're in. Once we get real good at it, we'll start charging. Oh man, we can. Oh, okay. Hold on.
Throw it out there.
There's something new coming
out there, bro.
let me get a
Speak
website
it, baby.
up. Let me
Speak
get a
it.
website up.
Let's go.
Number 5. This is the final one. Keep making progress on your current goals. Man, if you had goals for 2020, it's not over yet. You're like, oh, I beat my sales goal. Cool. How far are you going to beat it by?
Right.
If you quit 8% of the year left, you only got 92% of your potential done.
Man,
Come on.
Man, bro.
Come on.
Too much settling going on.
You know what? I know this was a 5K, but I ran 4.5K, and I feel good about it. You didn't finish.
Man, bro.
You didn't finish. Get off third base and go home.
Facts.
You don't make, if you do 3/4 of the work, you don't make an impact.
Facts.
You're not doing anything good for anybody. Shut up.
Bro.
What kind of, let's just put it right there. If you quit before the year's done, you quit before the end, what kind of example is that set for your kids? Oh my gosh, because they're watching you.
Bro,
God, they're watching everything.
Bro,
I
you're
do.
not quitting on yourself. You're quitting on the why you're doing it. So
Yes.
tell your kids.
Yeah.
Tell your kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So let's track it out. 10 years, right? 10 years out. So let's say you quit 8% of the year left. You quit every year. So 10 years out, you're a whole year behind. 80% behind. So 10 years, I'm going to buy a house. Oh, Mr. Blake, you can't get this mortgage. You can't.
Right.
You don't have the down payment. Well, how short am I? You're 80% short. Jeez. Not a little bit. Not a little bit. Let's pretend you work for part of December.
That compounding, bro.
Let's pretend you work for part of December and you've got 5% you quit on. You worked 95% of the year, Bobby. That's great. 95% of the year. 10 years from now, 50% is how much you wasted. 50% because you didn't work in December.
Bro.
50% of a year is impacted in your 10-year plan.
Gosh.
Come on, guys.
Gosh.
Am I doing that math right? That is right. God,
I saw an ET, Eric Thomas, man. He's like, oh, now you made it to the top. Now you want to stop, right?
Yeah.
Now you want to take you. Right?
Yeah, no.
Oh, man.
the top of the mountain is nowhere to stop. Get a ladder, build a bigger mountain. Come on.
1%.
Come on. Unless you're standing on top of Mount Everest, there's a bigger one to go. Unless you are the official DJ for the Dallas Cowboys, the official DJ for like the Super Bowl this year, you're the official DJ for who knows what, you're not the greatest yet. Until people are coming to you to learn how to do what it is you do and grow a business like you did, you're not at the top yet. Mm-hmm. When your mentors come and ask how you did it, you might be close.
That's good.
Might be close.
That's good.
When DJ Kelly Hooper walks up to me and she says, Matt, tell me how you did that, I will start to maybe consider possibly I'm coming somewhere close to arriving at the top. But I haven't. It would take DJ Digital Dave to come up to me and say, Matt, how do you do this? I'd be like, psh, I'm done, folks. Close up shop. It's all over.
It's over.
But that's real, man. That's real.
Yeah.
The people who taught you how to do what you do, when they come to you to learn a lesson, you're starting to get close.
I love it.
Starting to get close there. The holidays aren't an excuse to stop making progress towards your goals. There's nothing magical about January 1st. You'll still have time to finish out the year strong. Your 2020 goal could go into the first week of January. It's fine. You finished the race a little late. You finished. Likewise, if you reach your goal by November, just go further. Stop 95%ing it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh. What are some action steps that you can take in the next month to make sure you're making the most out of the time that God has given you? If you have no money and you have no success and you have nothing, God is still giving you time. God is entrusting you as steward of time, which is the most valuable asset. So God has given you time on this earth to get things done. Are you crying and binge watching Gilmore Girls?
Right.
That just popped in my head because I know somebody's watching that. That wasn't a dig at that person. I feel bad because if they listen, they're gonna be like, "Are you talking about me?" I'm not. I'm really sorry. That just popped into my head. Like it could be, I don't know, Game of Thrones, because that's what I'm watching right now when I lay down in bed at night. If you're wasting, God, I feel like a jerk now. Damn it.
That's good stuff.
What else? While you don't have to fill your schedule and to-do list to the brim, you can factor in some time to work diligently on your goals. Don't let the magic of the season trick you out of making progress. Keep going. Finish the year strong. All right, we have to do. Man,
Let's run it.
so much going on. We have to do this.
This episode is powered by Pod Decks. Pod Decks are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you're a new podcaster or existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience and have more meaningful conversations, you're going to want to check out Poddex. Now, if you want to get 10% off your order right now, you can go to poddex.com and type in coupon code. What's the code?
DJ Matt.
That's the code.
DJ Matt, sorry.
Check out poddex.com. Take your podcast to the next level.
Take your podcast to the next level, way further than our level, because I'm in here trying to get Bobby to open the door because it's warm, and I'm ignoring the ad we're running. DJ Matt is the promo code. Listen, we got, oh, God, of course there's a dog barking now that we open the door. Yes. Stupid dog. Yes. Okay, we don't just have physical Poddex, because we got Poddex for days. We also now use the Poddex app, which is dope. You can get it on poddex.com. Use DJ. Really? Hush, dog. They're just going to get louder now. We'll shut the studio. It cooled it off in here, opening it. Well, I'm not going to turn on the air conditioner because, for crying out loud, it's 60 degrees outside. Okay, Poddex question of the day is coming from the Hustle deck. Ooh, there's a Hustle deck on the Poddex app. Listen, you can buy 5 physical decks. But if you get the app, there's like 20 decks in here, and they're always updating them. And there's some other dope stuff in here. I'm like, for beginner podcasts, there's nothing for me. I'm a veteran. So here's a question for the day. What distracts you the most every day? What distracts you the most every day? What do you got, man? Just off the cuff. What are some things that distract you? And no one, listen, everybody has distractions. I mean, I'll go first. That's fine because whatever, like, Xbox distracts me, bro. My kids distract me, and that's not necessarily a bad thing because they're part of the plan. Yeah. But, I mean, from some of my business goals, podcasting distracts me. You know, I got to look and say, you know, is stopping like last week, is stopping what I'm doing to go run a podcast real quick, is that going to help me achieve the goals I'm working on right now? And it wasn't last week, so I didn't do a show. Right. You know, social media. I got to be on social media for the business, you know, and you want to talk to people and connect to people, but there's a lot of things that distract me. Big time. Everybody's got them. Don't be ashamed of that stuff. It's just something you work on. What's your biggest distraction?
Yeah, the social media thing is huge, man. That was what really came top of my mind because I spend a lot of time on social media because of my business. But also just we're all going through things, right? Mm-hmm. And these thoughts that go through our heads, they can become distractive. For sure. You know? So I would that's where I'm at.
I mean, I know we're all distracted because Wonder Woman 84 is coming out on Christmas Day. We all want to see that movie. Dude, I'm a Wonder Woman fan.
I don't know. Like, I know Wonder Woman. I was Wonder Woman 84. What is that?
The movie's set in 1984. It's got some vintage Wonder Woman stuff, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's dope, man. Movies distract me. I love the movies. Love going to the movies. But you know what? Part of my goal and part of my purpose and stuff is say I want to be able to have a business that's successful enough I can have free time and enjoy myself.
Yeah, and also you're an entertainer, Matt. So you know that's entertainment, and there's probably some studying and stuff that you probably do.
I could say that, but that's not why I go to the movies. Going to the movies does not improve. You know what does improve my DJing is listening to the radio. You know, spending some time on Spotify and Tidal and listening to business and entertaining based podcasts. You know, that's a real thing. You know, you can listen to a podcast about your industry. You can listen to this podcast. This is a good way to. Everyone should add a goal for 2021. I want to listen to every Inspired to Greatness podcast. I think everyone should put that top of the list. That's the most important. Most important goal for 2021, listen to every Inspired to Greatness podcast. Goal number 2 for the year is read your Bible more. And then... Jeez. That was too much. Okay, we're going to wrap up the show because I got to be somewhere, and we started a little late because I was having lunch with my parents and my 2 oldest kids, some of my most favorite people. Nice. And so that was good stuff. So I want you guys to make sure you join our exclusive text community. Text podcast to 817-318-6383. And I'd appreciate that very much. Then you can stay connected to us. You'll be in for the prizes. 2021 goal is to give away 4 awesome prizes to you guys. Ooh. So your goal should be to win one. And we've got like 3 or 4 listeners, so I think we can get.
Man, got lucky.
There's like 2. There's like 2 people getting the texts every week. I mean, it's me and you, but still, we could win something. Jeez, Bobby.
That's all I have to start with, bro.
A few more quotes. Matshona DeWayo. The high cost of greatness is better than the low cost of mediocrity. Ow. Mediocrity sucks. Listen, guys, most of you out there, no, this hurts. I don't care. I'm here to step on your toes. Most of you are living mediocre lives. Yeah. I am barely above mediocre.
Yeah.
I'm barely above mediocre, and the only reason I'm not mediocre is because I am just dedicated to doing more than other people. That's the only reason. That's the only reason at all. So,
built, not bought, earned, not given, hustled, not handed, rare, not average.
Man, average is lame. When I like talk to my kids, I'm like, "Hey, you got all your schoolwork done? You need to check your grades." And they'll be like, "I've got a over 70. I'm passing. Passing is not good enough." The problem is, I don't care what kind of grades they get in school. I really don't. What grades you get in school do not matter. That's the story. If you're a young person listening to this, college probably doesn't matter. Definitely the grades you get in high school do not matter. They don't matter, okay? But the thing is, that work ethic to make sure you want an A, that translates.
Yes, the work ethic, the habits. What are you building? Yes.
My first few jobs, I was a horrible employee. I was horrible because I had a work ethic that carried over from school. So you can be crappy in school. I don't care. My kids can do crappy in school. I don't really care. I tell them they need to do better because I want them to build up their work ethic. Right. If I saw them really, really hustling in other aspects, I wouldn't worry so much about their grades. As long as they're passing. But as long as I see them not like hustling and killing it in other stuff, like if Patrick and David were like practicing DJing or exploring music every day, I would give two shits if they were failing their classes. I don't care. Just get through school because I see you're hustling and I know what you're after. But when I don't see him on a daily hustle, I'm like, okay, you need to get your dang schoolwork done, go check. And then, I talk about there's consequences. You have to make sure your work is done before you play, all that kind of stuff. Because, guys, that is the work ethic you got to set up. Like, I don't go in there and sit down and play Xbox if I've got, clients I need to deal with. Right. Like, if I have a wedding this week, I'm not going to go play Xbox for 3 hours. I'm not going to kill it as Dallas Cowboys on Madden 2020. I'm not going to go do that unless I got my playlist built for this weekend, right?
Absolutely.
I'm not going to go out and hang out with my friends and party and go see movies and all this stuff if my work isn't taken care of. Because the stuff that doesn't push you toward your purpose needs to come second. Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of work ethic you teach kids. That's why no pass, no play is a good thing because they teach the kids you can't go do the extracurricular unless you take care of the main thing. So that's what I have to say about that.
That's good.
If you never develop a work ethic, you'll be mediocre forever. And that is why I say most of you are mediocre. That's why they call it average, because you're just doing what you have to do to get that 70. A C is fine. Yeah, a C is fine in school, but if you translate that work ethic to real life, it doesn't matter. Most people don't need to go to college. There's too many really cool jobs and businesses you can build without a college degree. So if you want to be a teacher or a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, you got to go because you got to learn some of that stuff.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't want a guy who just is a really good hustler to work on my heart. Like, I don't have a degree in neurosurgery, but I hustle. Man, I work hard, so I'm just going to crack open your skull and be like, no, maybe. I can appreciate that.
Right.
But why don't you go to school if you want to open my brain up, bro? So, I'm just saying.
Yes.
Like, if the guy who mows my lawn has no degree, I'm cool with that. The guy who works on my car has no degree, groovy. The guy building my house, no degree, but the guy who designed it should probably have a degree. Yeah. But electricians and plumbers, they don't need a degree. Like, even engineers don't really need a degree as long as they know what they're doing. Like, you can go be a NASA engineer building spaceships. And if you just have that aptitude and you're intelligent and you want to go get it and you learn everything there is to learn, now, just because you didn't go to college, you didn't go into the system and get a degree, doesn't mean you don't learn, right? I learn stuff all the time. Mm-hmm. You got to choose where you get your information. I go out and I find amazing DJs like DJ Kelly, and I talk to her about what she does. Digital Dave, Joe Bunn, who runs a huge multi-op DJ outfit, and you study what they do.
Absolutely.
Right? That's learning. It's not in a college. You're not paying for it. You don't get a degree. But, man, you got to learn. You start learning before you ever go to school because you learn from your parents. Mm-hmm. So, because they're the best people at walking, Mm-hmm. So, what's next? Israel Moore Ayavor. What is the names?
Okay. All right.
Said, remember, no matter how fast you run, you can't be the winner if you don't finish. The fastest man on the planet don't matter for nothing if he never finishes what he starts. Right? It goes back to what I was saying earlier, guys. I don't care how amazing you did in 2020 if you didn't do all of 2020. If you stopped in November, October, September, if you stopped before you get to, oh, man, I killed it in my business this year, so I took the last quarter off. I'm like, cool, your competitor's going to blow by you, buddy. Going to blow by you. So
So true.
It's good stuff.
So true.
Robin Sharma, starting strong is good.
Mm-hmm.
Starting strong is good. Finishing strong is epic.
Epic. I love that word, epic.
Stories, imagine going to the movies and a movie starts off kind of slow. Mm-hmm. It's fine. It can build.
Absolutely.
Imagine a movie that ends slow.
Yeah.
God, it sucks.
It's horrible.
Oh, you're like, oh, why did I even come here?
Yeah.
This wasn't worth the popcorn.
Absolutely.
Criminy sake.
I love popcorn.
If you start slow, it sucks, but it's okay. You can build up to it. But if you finish strong and epic and like you're Matt Blake on a Tuesday podcast day, like bouncing off the walls, or no, Monday. We podcast on Monday. Monday podcast day, killing it, like rocking and rolling and hustling. Like, yes, when I go DJ a wedding reception, it doesn't have to be like a banger, party out the door. You start with a slow song or a fun song or an old song or some disco. But if you're not ending the night like boom, 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 like in the club, people are not remembering it. Like your year's going to suck if you end slow. Mm-hmm. Like everything you do, end big. Mm-hmm. Go out on a high note, as they say, right? Mm-hmm. Some people, you see a lot of athletes stay in the game too long. Mm-hmm. They're not ending their career epic. Yeah. Do everything. Start epic. Shoot, man.
So true. And
be epic all the time. Early. Be to that level.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
What's next? Finally, this final quote is from Matt Blake.
Let's bring it, bro. Bring it.
You can do anything if you have compounding success through continued action.
Come on.
Come on. We started this compounding success through continued action several episodes ago in the summer. And the reason it's beautiful right here is because you can continue to kill it. You can have a great year, but if you stop, this is important. This is not just about this year. Guys, listen. Let me put some music on for you guys so you really hear where I'm coming from.
Bring it, brother.
Listen.
Preach it, brother.
Listen. Listen. Your year can be great. Your year can be spectacular, amazing, all the way up to December 1st. But if you stop that action and your compounding success stops, if you finish slow, if you're like sitting on your laurels on the couch, on the whatever, and you're not killing it at the end of the year, you're going to have a lull to the start of the next year. Why don't you continue that? Why don't you continue killing it all through December so when January 1st hits and everybody's like, oh, back to the grind, you're like, I'm on top of the world. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Come on. You keep it going. You keep hustling. You keep pushing. You keep going. You do not ever stop until when? Until you hit that purpose-driven goal way out there at the end that you can barely see and none of your friends believe is there. But you know, God put you here for that purpose way out there, and you can see it. You believe it. You know you've built goals and dreams and hustled hard for that way out there. So go freaking get it, man. Don't slow down because you were doing all this stuff for you and your why and your big thing. And you're headed toward it, and it's going to be beautiful and amazing. And you're going to have that house in the mountains or the house on the lake or the, whatever, the beautiful family, the thriving, successful, top of the industry business. But not if you sit back and you end the year slow. Imagine if you ended every year hustling as hard as you could. Then you would start the next year hustling as hard as you could. And do you get worse as you keep going? No, you get better. So what happens if you're starting out as hard as you can? By the end of that year, you're going to be amazing, brilliant, super spectacular, gigantic. Golly, guys.
Bring it, bro.
Do it. Do it. Nike said it. Everybody says it. Do it. Try hard. Fail all the time, but you're still doing more than your competitor who took the month off. Don't stop. Don't stop till you get enough. And then you're going to want more. Keep going. Become better and more amazing and more brilliant until God decides you deserve all the abundance. Work not to impress yourself, not to impress others. Work to impress the man upstairs. Work to say, I've worked hard and I deserve this and I'm doing the right thing, and you'll be blessed with all of it. Woo! Come on now.
Love it, bro.
Oh my gosh.
You went in.
What was that? What was that? Who was that man? Who was that masked man?
Jeez.
Okay. Hey, thanks for joining us on Inspired to Greatness today. I'm very excited about today's show.
Whew.
I felt something. I felt moved by the Spirit. I felt moved. And it's not indigestion from lunch. It's not because I've lost some weight, so I'm taking care of that. Guys, this summer I got up to 230 pounds. I'm down to 215 now.
Let's go.
Let's get it all. Let's get it all.
Go.
Thanks for joining us on this week's Inspired to Greatness. Please check back with us each week for exciting new stuff, new shows, new excitement. Hey, we got guests coming up. People are wanting to be on the show now. It's going to blow up. We're going to be hot. We're going to help them reach their purpose-driven goals.
Bam.
Boom,
That's what it's
shakalaka.
about, baby.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Helping people help other people.
Helping them all, baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm here. That's why you're
Nice.
here. That's why all of us are here. To give other people their purpose. Visit our website, itgpodcast.com. Look for us on Spreaker, iTunes, iHeart, Amazon Podcasts, and Spotify. Don't forget to send podcast to 817-318-6383. We'll hook up with you there. Text us, all that stuff. If you want to be a guest, head over to itgpodcast.com/beourguest and do that. Everything is on ITG Podcast. You can find all our social media there and all that stuff. So, got anything else, Bobby?
No, we're good, bro.
Man.
Let's tap it. Let's
tap in. Thanks again, my friends. Go do amazing things. Be awesome. Go inspire, motivate, and dominate. Have a great day. Have a great week. We love your faces.